They can't overcome the North Stars. They won't be in the playoffs in just a few weeks. You don't need to tell Brendan Shanahan, and you certainly don't need to tell one of the 5 fighting Sutter brothers. The St. Louis Blues are revved for it. They're only 5 points away from the Stars. Curtis Joseph, the goalie, knows it as well as anybody. But nobody plays with intensity, and that's a capital I like Dave Gagne of the Stars.
Minnesota North Stars hockey is brought to you by Coca-Cola Classic, the official soft drink of the NHL and the Minnesota North Stars. You can't beat the real thing. And by Champion Auto Stores and Crown Auto Service Centers, where you can do it yourself or we'll do it for you. And by Toyota and your local Toyota dealers. I love what you do for me, Toyota. And by Mystic Lake Casino with slots, blackjack, high-stakes pull tabs, bingo, and restaurants located just south of
playoffs down the road a bit, but both these teams well aware of where they stand in the Norris Division standings with just weeks to go in the race. It leads the St. Louis Blues on the ice, a team which is anything but cold and stuttering lately. The Blues have won 5 of their last 6 games. They beat San Jose 5-2 on Thursday. In fact, the only recent loss St. Louis has had has been in overtime, 4-3 at Boston last Saturday. So Tom Pinelli, if ever there was a time for a team to peak, the Blues feel they're doing it, and the North Stars hope after a dreadful slump of a couple of weeks that they're getting back up to it as well now.
Yeah, the Stars really do feel like they've overcome that slump that they pretty much.
And I think people think, well, the St. Louis Blues, you know, needless to say, that's going to be Brett Hull, but Brendan Shanahan just nailed his 40th the other day. Only the second time in their history they've had 2 40-goal scores. It really drops off after those 2 guys, but they've got them, where a lot of teams don't even have that.
You got that right, and when you look at it, too, they're disappointed with Hull's performance so far.
Yeah.
We're talking about a guy that scored 70 consecutively in 2 seasons, and I guess I'm looking at the player that was in that Adam Oates trade, Janney, as being kind of the third person in that trio that may be able to pick up some slack for the Blues, and has done so when Brett hasn't been able to come up with the big goals. But it's an exciting hockey team, and I love seeing the Blues, because anytime Brett Hull does touch the puck, everybody moves to the edge of their seat.
Boy, we still well remember him from college, don't we? And those of us who covered teams other than Minnesota Duluth were mighty thrilled that he didn't spend 4 years with the Bulldogs, because that slap shot of his was, I mean, it's an amazing shot in the NHL. In college, it was devastating.
Oh, the guy's got the highest scoring percentage per game of any player in the National Hockey League ever. I mean, what does that say about the dynamics of this player? And he's so deceptive because of his skating style that he gets criticized for. But boy, can he let the puck go.
Bob Gainey's crew is still without Mike Craig. As national anthems go, Natalie DeLucia getting everybody ready. Here now are our starting goalies, brought to you by Upper Deck. Nobody does hockey like Upper Deck.
John, here we have John Casey, the guy that's been there, loves the challenge all the way back from his days at the University of North Dakota. 3.28 goals against, and then on the other end of the ice, Curtis Joseph. Curtis won 5 of his last 6, Doug, and knows that the Blues are leaning on him.
Referee is Rob Schick, the linesman Ryan Bozak and Dan Shakti, the arbiters of this tilt. So 2 outstanding Western Collegiate Hockey Association alums in the net here tonight, and it does guys like Tommy and me who've covered an awful lot of WCHA games. Does us a lot of good to see that. John Casey, a great at North Dakota, and of course Curtis Joseph, who was only with the Bucky Badgers a year, but everybody stood up and took notice when he played. No question about that. Ready to go with the North Stars and the St. Louis Blues with Tom Pinelli, Doug McLeod at St. Louis Arena, as the Blues will have the puck first. Garth Butcher away for Jeff Brown and into the North Star zone. The Stars in the 4th and final Norris Division playoff spot. 5 points better than St. Louis. A sweep this weekend would put the Stars up by 9 points and virtually eliminate, though not, of course, mathematically, but realistically, I think, the Blues from a playoff spot. The Blues win or a sweep, and who knows? Duchesne punches it in. Here is Courtnall. Neil Brock behind the net trying to shake off Brown. Tried to throw it to the right point for Craig Ludwig, but nothing doing there. The Blues have let in some early goals lately, but it hasn't seemed to faze them very much. Basil McRae is wearing number 17 for the St. Louis Blues, and it's just inconceivable to put those words together. Basil McRae and the St. Louis Blues, but of course he came in here in a trade from the Tampa Bay Lightning some weeks ago. You see that white sweater, 17. That's Basil, the former Stars captain. Here's their current 17, Mike McPhee, and a good one he is. Hall working on it. McPhee with Klatt in the slot. Swings one wide, but there's Mike Modano. Popped right into Garth Butcher as Klatt took a solid check. Now Brett Hull to center, retrieved by Barry. Now for Mark Tenorti. Stars coming back. We've played a minute 20. Here's Modano's drive onto Curtis Joseph and pulled away by Murray Barron. Up the boards, Barry kept it alive. Piled into by Igor Korolev. And the Blues come out. Dixon Ward, a former North Dakota Sioux player, ahead to a crowd. McPhee punches it back down. Stars need a change. And as Murray Barron pulls it away, out they will come. Now the Stars in their own zone. Here's Gagne. Gavin breaking through neutral as Gagne cuts over the line and shoots one on to Joseph. Kurt Giles, the former North Star, fencing behind the net in front. Gavin shoots, and there's no goal. There is no goal. Stewie thought he had a goal, but the goal light did not go on, and referee Rob Schick waved it off immediately. There's no goal. It's a save for Joseph.
You know what I think Stewie thought was that the puck was caught in the net, which is a pretty interesting because he's that quick. There's a pass from behind. Curtis is so quick with his glove. Here, this will be a good angle. Gagne working his tail off. Look at it. You know what?
He snatched it right out of the goal.
He did.
Wait a minute here. That was in when he got it.
Oh, wow.
We'll go to the blimp for a shot of that later on, I'm sure, because that'll be the bus. Stewie, I think you got robbed, my boy.
Only our crew could catch that one. Good job.
This is the best hockey crew in the NHL right here, not counting our good friends in the Twin Cities, of course. Certainly the best on the road. Now here's Gagne. A drive by Ludwig off the stick of Joseph. Stars want to get that one back. Gilchrist punches it in. Screen. Gagne was tied up by Brown as he went to the net. And the Blues come out again. Nelson Emerson at center to wing it in as Craig Ludwig chases. Ludwig number 3 for the Stars. Craig Janney hot behind him. Now the Stars try to break the zone. Brendan Shanahan throws it in. Janney is there high on the wing. Gagne will go deep. Hacked at by Shanahan, but Gavin turns the puck away, and it comes to center. Turned in now by Brown. John Casey directing traffic. You heard him hollering down there. Brendan Shanahan tried to sweep it for Janney. Here's Janney to the point. Rick Zombo shoots one. A tip by Emerson, did not deflect it, and Casey kicked it away. Janney again for Emerson, but he's nailed by Ludwig, and a penalty is going to come on Craig Ludwig as Emerson comes up swinging on the big, steady North Star defenseman from North Dakota. We're going to have a Blues power play unless Rob Schick decides to ring them up both ways, but the original penalty was going on the Stars. It's going on Craig Ludwig.
Craig had to get some clearing done in front. Casey made a great save on a 2-pad slide. I don't know how he saw that through traffic. There's Nelson Emerson there working his way back to the front of the net. And you'll see Ludwig grab him to get him out of the play. Oh, there it is. Yeah, he's all over him.
Cross check.
He's the Bowling Green Star Duck, the CCHA superstar. He's done very well for the Blues so far, but I would say he pulled him down.
I would say that Janney didn't like it, not letting go either. It came up with a little, Emerson rather, came up with a little pop at him there. And of course, Ludsey's happy to take that. He's hoping they'll both go.
I don't think Luddy was aware of the fact that he didn't have to take him down, but he had his sights set on him. And by the time he got there, he couldn't stop.
First power play of the night goes to the St. Louis Blues as Ludwig goes for cross-checking at 2:58 of the first period. The Blues are 6 of 30 against the North Stars on power play attempts this year, and even 20% overall. And it's interesting, they are 6th in the league on the power play. The North Stars, and a big check by Tenorti, really demolished Brett Hull at neutral ice. Oh, did Tenorti get Hull? Not that Hull isn't used to it. Power play running for the Blues. 5-1 Stars and shots on goal. There's no score in the game so far as Brett Hull whistles it around the boards. Duchesne pulled away by Stefan Quintal. Brown at the point for Brett Hull. High on the wing boards. 1:17 left in the Blues power play. Jeff Brown and Hull down to the left side. Shanahan is squeezed out by Mark Tenorti. Brown to keep it in. Tenorti and Hatcher, Duchesne and Broughton, the penalty killers for the Stars, who clear it all the way down.
You know, this power play interrupted a pretty good start by the North Stars, Doug. They went around the circle with 4 shifts, putting a lot of pressure on the Blues.
They got 5 quick shots on goal before the Blues had 1. 48 seconds left in a Blues power play, which is yet to record a shot on goal. 15:45 remaining in a scoreless first period. Jeff Brown away from Mike McPhee. Here's Nelson Emerson away from the sweep check of Stu Gavin. Now over the line for Korolev. Igor Korolev to Nelson Emerson. Up the gut, rebound, went high from Kevin Miller. Former Washington Capital Basil McRae taken to the corner by Barry. Stars will be in full strength now in 19 seconds. Korolev up the wing boards. Here's Nelson Emerson at the line. A one-time drive it on from Brown. Picked out by McPhee. Could not clear the zone. Emerson keeps it alive. Brown, one-time drive. Off traffic. Korolev there. 3 seconds of power play 2. Emerson to Brown, and it's on. Casey with save after save as the power play expires. And the Stars come back. Ludwig just out of the penalty box shooting. And a save by Curtis Joseph. Oh, man, what a start to this one. They're talking about a playoff atmosphere, and I'm not kidding you. That's what we've got in St. Louis tonight.
If you're gonna hunt fish, Jack said, what better...
Shots on goal, but none more dangerous than this one.
And of all the people, Craig Ludwig coming out of the penalty box, plenty of room to work with.
Here I come, here I come.
And he's got his head down here. Now he's it's a showdown now. So he's waiting him out to see if he came out at him. He tried to go through the legs. Not a bad idea.
Never really got a real solid shot off there either. Looked like it kind of popped away as it went to him.
Too much time to think, Doug. Really. There was way too much time to think there.
This one's cleared the shot out of play, and so we'll face it off back in neutral. 14:43 to go in the first. There's no score in the game with Tom Finelli, Doug McLeod on Midwest Sports Channel tonight. Curtis Joseph, who played for the Wisconsin Badgers. His daughter's name is Madison. You couldn't ask for any stranger coincidence than that. Certainly one of Tom Finelli's favorite towns. Just look at Ludwig galloping in for pay dirt here.
He's got the speed. Looks like Tommy Reed. Tommy wants one of the distinction of scoring a penalty shot for the North Stars. One of only 3 people to do it. That's what it.
And does he ever get it to this day about that penalty shot? Now here's Kurt Childs. Up through neutral for Ron Wilson. Stars retrieve. 6-4 North Stars in shots on goal is the total. No score in the game. Courtnall got around to check Stefan Quintal. Wears 33 for the Blues. Broughton came in to corkscrew him off the puck, and there's Russ Courtnall. Swept it away on Sutter. Now Hull up past Ron Sutter to center. Ron Wilson is there. Skies the puck into the Stars' end. Darian Hatcher with a check by Ron Sutter. And again, Ron Sutter wears 22. Rich Sutter 23 for the Blues. Now it's 3-on-2 for the Stars, but they got all crossed up at the line, and Courtnall's pass just got away. Sambo batted down by Russ Courtnall. On to Curtis Joseph as the Stars wheel around and start a chain. Sambo now for Barron. Janney fires that one in. Here's Shane Sherla, who just got back in the lineup the other night in Saskatoon after missing 4 games with a neck injury. Promptly got into a fight, which had to be a real healthy way. His neck squared away. Nothing there on a long drive for Bobby Basson. Here's Jim Johnson for Minnesota. Behind Madonna, it was not tipped through, and it will be icing on the North Stars as Jeff Brown comes up with a puck. But meanwhile, Curtis Joseph has a little unexpected Saturday night company in North Stars forward Stu Gavin. Hello, Stewie. Come on in and have a cup of coffee.
Stewie had a message for him.
Yeah.
From taking that goal away from him earlier in the game.
Here's one, and here's where you made the save. I can put it in, or I can put you in.
Stewie, it's icy. Relax.
That's all right. Bob Berry, the coach of the St. Louis Blues, started the season, of course, with Bob Plager as head coach. But the change was not long in coming, and Berry has been behind the bench now for some time. 13-19 to go in the first period. It's a scoreless hockey game in St. Louis. Tomorrow night at Met Center, the place should be jammed. I don't know what the exact ticket count is right now. Ticketmaster's open at 989-5151. Hope you'll be with us. Here's Garth Butcher now from the line. It's almost going to be like going to a playoff game. The NHL takes a few knocks for regular season games versus playoff games, but I'll tell you, this is the time of year everybody plays for. Clack now, Mark Tenorti busted through, taken down, and it's going to be a penalty on a furious Garth Butcher of the Blues. He's going to get a holding penalty. He can't believe it, but Rob Schick is going to ring him up as big Mark Tenorti makes a mighty inviting target.
It's actually the second penalty on that shift, if you ask me. McPhee coming out of his own ends gets hooked pretty well, but he does get the pass off. Trent has a chance to take it wide, anticipates the drop pass. Tenorti coming up from his defensive spots gets taken down. Here we go again. Mark stepping up, as we say, likes to get involved with the offensive rush. And he takes a nice tackle.
That is a very good tackle. You keep your feet apart and you keep your point of impact low. You never hit a big guy high like that. You always hit him around waist level. That's good for football. It's good for 2 minutes in the National Hockey League. Butcher for holding at 7:01. First power play of the night for the Stars, who has some interesting power play numbers. They're actually better on the road, a lot better than they are at home. Their power play is 9th in the National Hockey League on the road, 17th at home. Now the Stars, Ulf Dahlin. Power play running. Early in the game, there's no score. Courtnall shoots, and it just glances off Curtis Joseph. And they'll clear it all the way down.
They'll take that shot anytime, Doug.
Yes, sir.
Right in the slot. Russ Courtnall on the fly. Solid connection.
Dahlin, Modano, Courtnall, Chaudin, and Gagne right through the lip of the goal crease. Power play running for 1:24 for the Stars. It hits Mike Modano. Checked by Miller, who broke it up. And then Kevin Miller lost his balance, fencing with Modano, who got it for a moment. Here's Kevin Miller again for the Blues. Short-handed, trying to get around Gagne and do a little dance with the puck. That was a little too cute, and Modano stole it. Now Ron Wilson, double team. Miller is there, checked by Dahlin. Rick Zombo fires it off Gagne. Power play going nowhere at the moment with 54 seconds remaining in it. Short-handed Blues, Ron Wilson puts it in. Mike Modano comes back, 47 on the power play. Here comes Bobby Smith, crossing the line with Dahlin. Oh, Dahlin on the power play for the Stars, pestered by Murray Barron. Look at Courtnall standing there in the circle, stick cocked and ready. Lowry banging away on him. Here's Modano, center point, Chaudin. Tried to throw it to the right side for Dahlin, but Rich Sutter broke that one up. Oh, Dahlin turns it back. Bobby Smith open on the wing, looking always for the pass. And the pass to Modano is broken up by Dave Lowry. Now 19 seconds left in the Stars' man advantage. Courtnall lost it, and Chaudin will pick it up. Here's Tommy Chaudin for the checkered line. Booms it on to Joseph. Ripped away by Stefan Quintal. And out come the Blues, shorthanded for only 3 seconds. Miller lost it at the line. Brent Gilchrist, number 41 for the Stars, is there. That's the end of the power play. The Blues are in full strength. That play was offside. 10:59 to go in the first period, and St. Louis, nothing on the board. 51 mentioned Kids Treat night. We'll see you tomorrow night. Now everybody in on as Broughton fires a puck that just feathers away from the glove of Curtis Joseph. I'll take a breath and then remind you that Shane Churla is in the penalty box for slashing at 9:51, so this is a Blues power play.
This Bratz getting off a good shot. Didn't quite have as good an angle as he would have liked, but the puck almost escaped Joseph and slid in behind him off his glove.
Curtis Joseph, 2-1-1 against the Stars this season. Led the National Hockey League in saves last year. Our Stars penalty kill unit has been very effective this year. Has 9 shorthanded goals, and 3 of those have come against the St. Louis Blues. The Blues are on the power play, and Brett Hall's at center. Janney for Hall, no. Here's Brown over the line. Jeff Brown, who had 2 goals against San Jose Thursday, taken off on the inboards by Jim Johnson. Hall with a blast and a goal. It's a power play goal by the St. Louis Blues. Brett Hall, his 48th goal of the year. And And the Blues take the early lead 1-0. Brett Hull.
Ever so dangerous.
This is a very quick one, too. He didn't have time to set this one up. It was a lightning opportunity.
It's Jeff Brown doing all the work from his defensive position. When he gets out, there's Hull wide open. Look at how he anticipated. He stayed back by the blue line and slowly was creeping in as the puck came in from behind the net. So he's very difficult to cover on the move.
6 of Brett Hull's 48 goals have come against the North Stars this year. Janney and Brown will get the assists on that goal at 9:31. A power play goal for the Blues, who lead it now by a score of 1-0. Now here is Kevin Miller for St. Louis. Former Washington Capital for Rick Zombo. Rich Sutter now for Miller. Now Zombo with a drive. On a tip by Rich Sutter that just missed the outside of the net. Missed the inside, hit the outside. To the point for Barrett. Broken up by Klatt. Of course, everybody loves it in this building when Brett Hull scores a goal. Hull breaks up that pass, but John Casey will whip it away behind the net. Wherever it goes, you know he's going to put it wherever Brett Hull is not. Madonna put it around Kintal, dancing through with a little pool shot. Didn't have time to get much on it, but a little shot of adrenaline right to the heart anyway for Curtis Joseph. Back comes Brett Hull now for the Blues. Jump by Stu Gavin, punched in by Giles. Here's Hull from Korolev. High sticked out of the way by Brent Gilchrist. Ron Sutter to the corner. Jim Johnson pounds it behind the net. Dave Gagne will pick it up for the Stars, and out it was too high and hit Brent Gilchrist. Looked like in the chest. Hull at the line. Korolev trying to get some control, but no, and Craig Ludwig will board it out to neutral. Giles to punch it back. 1-0 St. Louis, 8:49 to go in the first period. Gavin around Giles' check. Kintal stops Gilchrist in his tracks, and Craig Janney will turn it back for the Blues. Here's Kurt Giles. Craig Ludwig will pick it up. Around Shanahan and out of play with 8:34 to go in the first. 1-0 Blues on Brett Hull's power play goal. The shots on goal total, though, still 2-1 in the North Stars' favor, 10-5.
That's right. Had that power play opportunity at the first one that the Blues were able to get going, got them kind of back in the game when the Stars were really pretty much taking it to them. The anticipation was good, the positioning, the reaction, everything was going in the Stars' favor. Then they had to turn around and fight off that penalty. Then things weren't the same from there on.
Neil Broughton has 2 goals, including 1 shorthander against St. Louis. He needs 7 points for 800 in his illustrious National Hockey League career. Since coming to the Stars from the gold medal Olympic team and the NCAA Championship Golden Gophers and the first ever Hobie Baker Award. Courtnall stopped it. Brock got it. Now Hatcher snaps it and Courtnall retrieves it. Courtnall winds a drive onto the back checker, Jeff Brown, and into the Blues zone they race. Brown along the end boards, pestered by Broughton deep. Off the instep of Duchesne. Courtnall retrieves and shoots one, blocked off. Butcher. Courtnall shooting. Checked as he fired. Here's Duchesne with Brown to blast him on the corner boards. Kicked ahead by Gaetan Duchesne, the Duke. Brown working on him. The Duke pulls it away. Filched by Tenorti. Shot deflected. Off the end boards, it's Brendan Shanahan for the St. Louis Blues. And he'll rip that one back into the Stars' end. No icing here. Play goes on as Craig Janney pulls it to the corner. Checked by Darian Hatcher. Hatcher really has him locked up down there. Dave Lowry is back for the Blues, and a thumping check by Basil McRae. On to Mike Modano. But here's Modano back at neutral, crossing, trying to split the D, and he got taken down by Wilson as he went through. Basil McRae, 17 for the Blues. Away from Klatt and out to Ron Wilson, the veteran. Crossing with Lowry, the back flip. No, McRae shoots. It's blocked by Ludwig, and the Stars gun it back out again. Oh, man, what a hockey game. And now we're going to have a penalty as Modano is hooked down in the neutral zone. 7:02 to go in the first period. The Blues lead, but the Stars have a power play coming up. Whalers, that game against the Red Wings, the Stars got thumped by them last week. Their only loss in recent history, and do they want to get the Red Wings back in that building? Be with us. Big crowds expected the rest of the way. Power play now for the North Stars with Lowry in for hooking at 12:58. 1-0 Blues. Stu Gavin on the power play. Dahlin snaps it in. Quintal, but it just slithered away from Stefan Quintal, the former Boston Bruin, and it drizzled back on to Curtis Joseph.
I think Joseph was a little surprised. That deflected back at him. Quintal tried to get it out of there.
Whoops.
Deflected back the other way. He was involved with that trade with Adam Oates.
Yes, he was. Quintal came in for Boston with Craig Janney in that deal last year. Curtis Joseph, 23 wins and 23 losses on the year.
Curtis,
dead even with 6 ties.
He's seen a lot of rubber this year, Doug.
Guy Hebert, their backup goalie, the rookie, has been a goalie of record in only 17 games this year. The Blues coming into tonight have the 6th best staff goals against average in the league, 3.36. Modano blasts one high and off the glass. It hit the glass and just died and popped over by the side of the net, and Curtis Joseph decided to wrap that one up. And now words exchanged between the Blues tough guy Garth Butcher and Ulf Dahlin. Or Gagne, rather, having a word. Gagne wearing the half shield now, too.
Win those draws, it's always good to see David pulling it straight back. I think this might have caught part of the stick.
There it is. It's Butcher's stick.
Absolutely.
And then as it smacks the glass, it doesn't ricochet off, it just falls off and dies. And guys like 13-season veteran Ron Wilson, one of the top defensive forwards and penalty killers in the league, are left to clean up back in their own zones.
Well, has he been around for a while?
He sure has. 13th season. As I mentioned, Wilson for the draw against Dave Gagne. 1:31 left in the Stars power play.
Look at how low Gagne is. He just digs right in.
You'll never see a more intent look on the face of a hockey player than you will on that of Dave Gagne when he's getting set for a face-off. Wilson is tossed, and in comes Kevin Miller now for the Blues. Gagne wins it. Courtnall to the line. Tommy Chodin and Mike Modano working the points, and here's Modano. Watched by Wilson. Modano deep around Butcher in a shower of ice shavings. Look at Garth Butcher hanging onto the net, whacking away at Modano's stick. Gagne runs it in. Here's Courtnall shooting. Now 1:11 left in the power play for the Stars, but it's cleared out to neutral, and Gagne looks up and has to retrieve it from the on-rushing Ron Wilson. Mike Modano crossing the line. He'll be offside as the puck fluttered away from him. He had to do a dance to not run into Russ Courtnall. By the time Courtnall got the puck, as you saw, Modano was way offside, so they have to back it a little bit. 49 seconds in the power play. Chodin stopped there, but out come the Stars anyway. Gagne crossing the line. Modano breaking in. Threw it back, nobody home. Russ Courtnall is at left point now. Gagne off the corner, 35 on the power play. Chodin, Courtnall one-times it, saved by Joseph. The rebound scramble, drilled out of the way by Bob Bassett, and all the way to the Stars' end.
Curtis took that one up high. I'm afraid that one hurt.
Courtnall takes the long pass from Chodin, who gets it right back. Rick Zombo along the inboards for the Blues, and the Stars have a power play for only a dozen seconds now, and will have to chase it deep into their end.
I love to see Courtnall and Modano on the same power play. They fight over who's going to shoot it.
Can they both fly? The 2 fastest skaters on the team. That's the end of the power play. Blues at full strength. Stars 0 for 2 on the man advantage. Tenorti's long center snipped away by Joseph. They were trying to break Brent Gilchrist down there for it. Here's Shane Sherla for the Stars. Right through the neutral zone. Checked at the line by Zombo. Behind the net, it is Murray Barron for the Blues. Out to center for Ron Wilson. Fencing with Gilchrist. Blasted into by Sherla. Wilson takes a little pop at Sherla, who's hollering at referee Rob Schick about that exchange. The Blues come out. Ron Wilson driving on the back checker Ludwig, but Luddy's partner Jim Johnson cuts him off. Now Brendan Shanahan in for Hull. Shoots one, saved by Casey. Modano pulls it away for the Stars. This will be icing unless, nope, thought it might catch the corner of the goal crease down there, but it did not. And it's icing on the St. Louis Blues with 4:09 remaining in the first period. The Blues won, the Stars nothing. Brett Hull gets another good close-in chance on the Stars goalie John Casey. Tommy?
Just when you think you've got the guy covered, he finds a way to get open. He can shoot it off 1 foot, 2 feet, on his knees in the air. And anything near his stick.
Now watch what Shane Sherla does with Wilson. Boom! Wilson will come along here, grab Sherla, then pop in one, and then Sherla is going to holler at Schick as they go by. But we're not finished yet because Mr. Sherla and Mr. Wilson are veterans, and Mr. Sherla gets one laid into the belly by Brett Hall. Hello, Shane. How's your neck doing, buddy? Welcome back to St. Louis Arena. Always glad to see you.
So much for the stick stuff being eliminated in the National Hockey.
Yeah. It has been dramatically cut down, but I'll tell you, you get a high-tempo game like this, and the big dogs are going to go at it. 4:09 left in the first. The only goal of the game scored by Brett Hall on a power play at 9:31 of the first period. The face-off now in the Stars' end. Mike Modano against Bob Basson for the draw. Basson hampered by injuries in recent history. Played a lot last year. 78 games was a career high, but this is only the 39th he's been in this year. He'll now take the draw against McPhee and win it. Zombo fires heavy traffic, hit McPhee, and Brad Berry clears it away. Turned down by Clapp. Now Basson wheels back for the Blues. Here's Darian Hatcher. Off the boards on a crazy angle. Zombo in. Millen the drive, and it's wide. Oh, right in front. Basson is robbed by Casey. John Casey with a lightning reaction. Rich Sutter in front. A chance to score by Murray Barron. What a scramble in the North Star zone as Murray Barron, the Bear, he drives a Harley, he drives a Corvette. When the puck comes to him, he'll drive it to the net. Isn't that creative? It's his second goal of the year, and it's 2-0 Blues.
Got a lot of help on this power play. There's a lot of traffic in front. This is early on. The big shot, Casey didn't know where that puck came off the grass. Fortunately, he did what he knew how to do best, turn around and cover the net. Came home to roost. Now the puck goes all the way through and back to the point. And Barron does get a good shot off. He's screened though. Barry went down, he was screened. John just tried to react, but couldn't get there quick enough.
Bob Basson and Rich Sutter will get the assists on the second goal of the season for Murray Barron at 16:20 of the first period. And now St. Louis leads 2-0. Basil McRae and Craig Ludwig go on the end boards. Now Wilson and Johnson right in your living room. Sherla was smacked by Lowry, but barely stopped him. And now we're going to have a penalty, and you can take your pick. Ludwig, Lowry, 3:17 to go in the first. It is 2-0 the Blues. Power play is coming in just a moment. As the Blues go on the power play for the third time tonight, the penalty only to Craig Ludwig of the Stars for roughing at 16:43 of the first period. 3 penalties, 6 minutes now on the Stars. The Blues are 1 for 2 on the power play. Their first goal of the game coming on a power play drive by Brett Hall. With Tom Finelli, Doug McLeod at St. Louis Arena. Delighted to have you in this big Norris Division tilt on Midwest Sports Channel tonight. Here is Brendan Shanahan. He has Brown up high at Emerson high slot. There is Hull to run it in. Shanahan shoots and scores. Power play goal by Brendan Shanahan. And all of a sudden, after a 0-0 first half of the period, the Blues have scored 3 straight. It's 3-0 St. Louis. Brendan Shanahan's 41st goal.
Just seems like every opportunity the Blues get, they're taking advantage of it. They're all set up on the power play, a lot of standing around, but Hull doesn't waste any time going to the net. And wisely puts off a nice pass back to Brandon, and through the legs again, the second time on John tonight.
Not the kind of power play goals the Stars are used to having scored against them, to say the least. Hull with a nice little backhand float to Brendan Shanahan. So there are the 2 40-goal scorers of the Blues right there. Brett Hall, who got 48 tonight, and Brendan Shanahan, who just there gets number 41. Career highs for him. His 5th goal this season against the North Stars. Now it is a 3-0 game. Jeff Brown gets the other assist along with Hall on Brendan Shanahan's power play goal. Butcher's pass was tipped coming through neutral. They wave off icing and play goes on. Ludwig gets skimmed away from Gavin. Stars, who came out explosively at the start of this game and really took it to the Blues, and the shots to the Blues goalie Curtis Joseph, now back on their heels a bit, down 3-0 on 2 power play goals. Here's Rick Zombo for St. Louis. 1:42 remaining in the first period. 3-0 Blues now. Rich Sutter, Ron Sutter rather. I knew that was going to happen. Here's Hatcher. Darian Hatcher for the Stars. Behind the play, Ron Sutter crashed into Mark Tenorti and brought him down, and is called for tripping. And the North Stars are going to get a power play opportunity and a chance to put one on the board, and what that could do for them with 1:29 to go in the first. I'll tell you, Tommy, no matter how things are going against you, a late period power play goal can make your whole night better in a hurry sometimes.
Put a little medicine onto this 3-0 deficit right now. If there's ever a time when you're going to get behind by 3, as crazy as it sounds, better earlier than later.
Yeah,
more time to catch up.
That's right.
As you see in the far right of the screen, Tenorti does get tripped. Way away from the play. We'll take it. There's an opportunity to break for the North Stars.
Ron Sutter gets the tripping penalty at 18:31, although they have Kurt Giles' number on the board, but it really is Ron Sutter who gets the penalty for the Blues. And here is the North Star power play. This is their 3rd power play tonight, 0 for 2 so far. The Stars against Vancouver, the leading team in the Smythe division, were 3 for 6 the other night in the neutral site game at Saskatoon. Driven away by the Blues, Ron Wilson. Casey away from the rushing Kevin Miller, and now the Stars get their power play organized. Dahlin, Courtnall, Gagne with Chodin and Modano in the points. Last minute of play of the period. Dahlin in front for Courtnall. A scramble and a dig by Gagne, but it's dug the other way by Ron Wilson and skips back to John Casey. 1:19 in the power play, only 47 left in the first period. Modano's angle for Dahlin. That hits Lowry, and the Blues try to punch it out but hit a skate. Courtnall retrieves. 35 seconds left in the period. Stars on the power play. Here's Mike Modano now for Minnesota. Thrown up high by Gagne. Modano for Chodin. The drive on to Joseph and the save. 24 in the period remaining. Here's Mike Modano now out of the corner. Tommy Chodin winds, shoots, save, rebound, picked away by Giles. And Rich Sutter will carry it out and kill precious seconds off the penalty and blast one into the Stars' end. Now only 6 seconds left in the first period. Modano leads the power play. One last rush. Bobby Smith shot block. Rebound tipped in front. 1 second. A drive save by Joseph. And that's the end of the first period. And a little shot by Lowry was taken on to, I think, Brent Gilchrist it was. Right at the whistle, a little pop. Whoa, my, Tommy, the Stars nearly got one in right at the horn.
They didn't give up, Doug. They just can't get too frustrated because they're playing well.
Man, oh man, at the end of one, it's the Blues 3 and the North Stars nothing. We'll be right back. Mostly it boils down at this time to the 2 great multinational groups, us and them. It's ours or it's theirs.
That looked like that Russian cab driver that brought me in from the airport.
You had a Russian cab driver. That's you never know in St. Louis, do you?
No.
I had an Ethiopian guy one time. In fact, I've had a Russian cab driver here. Maybe it's the same guy. Maybe there's a nest of them. Now 27 seconds in the power play as the Stars kick off the second period. Dave Gagne. Chodin punches it deep. Dahlin, a drive by Modano and a save by Curtis Joseph. Windmilling around, but he gathered it in anyway.
I guess that says it all right there for Curtis. Totally lost the puck. Out of his net. Way out of the crease. Does the spin around and finds the puck at the other end of it. He actually picked that one out of the air. There he is. Where is it?
It's there somewhere. Second period of North Stars hockey brought to you by Coors Extra Gold. Slow brewed for that rich, real beer flavor and color. The way beer was meant to be. Coors Extra Gold, no doubt about it. Beer is back. A slow motion version of what the late Danny Gallivan would call a Savardian spinorama by Curtis Joseph, the goalie of the Blues. 16 seconds left in the Stars power play.
Gagne just got the boot out of the face-off. Doesn't look like he wants to leave.
He's not very happy about it. He's letting linesman Ryan Bozak know about it. Bozak's going to go right over and let him have it back. And now here comes Rob Schick as well. Now here's Madonna for the face-off against Kevin Miller. From the draw, Russ Courtnall. Power play running a dozen seconds for the Stars. Dahlin. Pestered by Zombo. Courtnall. 5 in the power play. Madonna for Tommy Shodin, and in. Dahlin is there and picked away from the hash marks by Kevin Miller as the Blues kill off the rest of the North Star power play. It is 3-0 St. Louis. Outlet intercepted by Hull. Miller. Garth Butcher will retrieve. Snapped it in, but nothing doing deep for the alternate captain of the Blues, Ron Sutter. Russ Courtnall rattles that around the boards. Gaetan Duchesne floating after it with Garth Butcher to take him down. Duchesne snapped it in for Broughton. Right in front of the net to Gilchrist. And what a save by Curtis Joseph. A well-set play, and Gilchrist right on the doorstep. Here's Duchesne for the Stars. In for Gilchrist, but he was checked by Jeff Brown. Punt in by Hatcher. The puck loose in the corner. The Duke, Gaetan Duchesne, steps out of a sliding tackle try by Butcher. Now Broughton a drive through the goal crease by, again, Gilchrist. Wow, Brent Gilchrist had some great chances. Gilchrist ahead, but it broke too far for Mike Madonna. Those little things are just misfiring for the North Stars now. And this will be waved off, and there's no icing as Ludwig guns it back out for the Stars. Mike McPhee around Kevin Miller, but there the puck is turned back in by Bob Basson of the Blues. Johnson locks up Rich Sutter. Platt is there, blasted off the puck by Basson, but it's picked up by Mike Madonna. And he's decked by Miller, but he got the puck away to McPhee. The Blues are really hitting here in the early second period. Trent Platt with 2 men on it. Barrett in the corner. McPhee piles into Zombo, and the Stars can play this game. Here's Klatt along the end board. Zombo there. Now Madonna floats it, but it's drilled out of the deep slot by Kevin Miller and away.
That's what's happening. The Stars are winning the battle in the corner. They're getting it out into the slot area, possibly getting it up, but not getting the rebounds. They're just not there to cash in on the rebounds.
Icing is called on the St. Louis Blues as the Stars had been really checked at every opportunity here at the start of the period, and obviously Bob Berry making the point in the room that whenever they get the puck, drill them. If they're going to have it, make them think about it. If they're going to have it, they're going to get hit. Madonna taken down there. Gilchrist had 3 solid chances down in front of the net. Watch Brent Gilchrist, number 41, as he'll come in here.
He really thought that was in.
Boy, it was close, and he had 2 other great chances immediately following that one. It was quite a flurry, really, of opportunities. Gagne keeps it alive. Russ Courtnall shoots one, and a body drop by Kurt Giles. Courtnall got it right back. Gagne, hash mark drive. Here's Gavin behind the net for the Stars. Early second, Stars down 3-0. Pouring it on to Curtis Joseph. Courtnall ripped out of the slot, though, by the Blues. Nelson Emerson. And the Stars go chasing again. It almost looks like the Stars are working on the power play here, though they are not.
I had to look.
Yeah, you got to check the clock again and do some counting. They did start the period with half a minute of power play, but that's been over for 2.5 minutes. Now over 2. 16:59 to go in the second. A 3-0 Blues score. Barry yakking away down there with one of the Blues players who has dropped his gloves. That's Brendan Shanahan. Shanahan very quick to drop the gloves. And now referee Rob Schick will assess Durance Vile here. Probably both ways. At 3:01 of the second period, Brendan Shanahan and Brad Berry. Brad Berry will be very happy to make that trade, Tommy. He's a good, solid defenseman, but Brendan Shanahan is a 41-goal scorer, and he'll take him off the ice and be happy about it any time.
Brendan likes to mix it up.
Yeah, he does.
Even in his days with New Jersey, he's got 152 penalty minutes, second on the team behind Garth Butcher. So he's been in that penalty box a few times this year.
Unsportsmanlike conduct penalties assessed to Brad Berry of the North Stars and Brendan Shanahan of the Blues. Each unsportsmanlike. Coincidental minors at 3:01 of the second period. And under the rules in effect this year, teams will each now go a man short. So the North Star quartet will include the defensemen Darian Hatcher and Mark Tenorti, and the forwards Mike Modano and Ulf Dahlin. And the Blues will use Kevin Miller, Bob Bass, and Murray Barron, and Rick Zombo. Good grief, there are a lot of former North Dakota Fighting Sioux players out here now. Barron and Zombo and John Casey in the net down there. You could have actually quite a WCHA All-Star team between these two teams. You got Casey and Curtis Joseph in goal. You got Zombo, Ludwig, Murray Barron, all from North Dakota. Jim Johnson and Kurt Giles, both from UMD on defense. Neil Broughton, Brett Hull, and Trent Klatt as the forwards. Broughton and Klatt from the Gophers, and Brett Hull from UMD. Now the puck along the inboards. Here is Hatcher taken off. Tenorti for the Stars. It's 4-on-4. Darian Hatcher. Each team a man short for a minute 24. It's 3-0 St. Louis. Still early in the second period. With Tom Finelli, Doug McLeod. Look at the Stars kill time. Rag the puck. Play it around. Put it where they aim. Except that time they were there. Kevin Miller coughed it over. Kept alive by Ron Wilson. Here's Murray Barron's shot. Deflected off Dahlin's stick as he unloaded. Tenorti pulls the puck away. Guns it ahead for Ulf Dahlin. Off the skates of Zombo. Stars will be onside, but they'll go for a change anyway. Murray Barron, away they go for Zombo. Now to neutral. Barron ahead for Brett Hull. 4-on-4 hockey for 41 additional seconds. Hull got his pocket picked by Russ Courtnall, but there's Zombo to turn it right back for the Blues. Brett Hull over the line. Drop pass and a beauty, except nobody was there. Courtnall for Brent Gilchrist, driving in, shooting, saved by Joseph, who backed in as you saw, and then flippered the puck away. Made two decisions, but he made them separately. Fortunately for him, no North Stars in the vicinity. 5 to go in the second period, 3-0 Blues. Fans all up in arms because Craig Janney got taken down. Now Janney's pass for Emerson driven out of play. And a souvenir here, a big Saturday night crowd with 14:55 to go in the second period and a 3-0 St. Louis Blues lead. This is the first game of a back-to-back set between the Stars and the Blues that could go a long way toward deciding how this playoff series is coming up. I presume he got in free. The back-to-back series have been pretty interesting this year, and there have been a lot of them. This is the 16th of 17 back-to-back series for the North Stars. They are 7-5-3 in the first game of these series, 5-7-3 in the second game. See, we're taking a video share from the local station so they can show you all the locals they want to, but I don't have to talk about it because I don't know anybody in Missouri. We're going to have a penalty on Shane Churla, who's standing on the other side of the ice wondering what it was he did wrong. And now he just got another one from Rob Schick. I do not know what the original penalty was to Churla, but I can tell you he just got another one for unsportsmanlike conduct. It's going to be a double to Shane.
It looked to me like he was tied up with Shanahan. He may have had a few words to say to him. Well, there you go.
There you go.
Sure, he's saying, come on, if you want to go with somebody, go with me if you're so tough.
Shanahan, he got suckered into that last time. He's not going to go this time.
Shanahan dropped the gloves just earlier, looking for a little bit of action from Barry, but Churla's the guy that does the dirty work for the Stars.
A 10-minute misconduct penalty. In addition to whatever the original minor was. Roughing minor and a 10-minute misconduct to Churla. Well, the good news about that is the Blues only get 1 2-minute power play. That's the only good news about it.
Yeah. Shanahan knew he had drawn the penalty, so he just held back, let Churla do the damage, and now they're going to take on a power play, of which and where they've been very successful tonight, Doug.
2 for 3, Tom Finelli so far. The first and last goals scored thus far by the Blues have been scored on the power play by their 240 goal guys, Brett Hull and Brendan Shanahan. Here's Nelson Emerson now for Hull. Emerson shoots, deflected away by the back checker Jim Johnson. And the Stars clear it out again. Fourth power play of the night running for the St. Louis Blues, who lead the game 3-0 as the second period rolls along with 14:25 to go in it. Craig Janney softly, Gilchrist like a rocket to clear it away. The Blues thankful, among other things, that they didn't get scored on early tonight. They've allowed a goal within the first 2 minutes for 3 straight games, but tonight they've come up with 3 straight goals. Courtnall picks the pocket of Brett Hall and gets it out to center, sliding on his belly like a seal. Brendan Shanahan turns it back. The Blues have 1:08 on the power play remaining, and a drive off the post. Metallurgy save for John Casey. Shanahan for Janney, who misfired. Wrapped up by Brad Barry. Now here's Craig Janney again. Brad Hall side saddles left. 53 seconds on the Blues power play. Brown in the corner now for Craig Janney. Missed by Hall.
I think that was deflected purposely.
It was an intentional play.
Sure.
That's right. Sure it was. Here's Janney. Only another forward could come up with a line like that. Here is Emerson. That was blocked. You may be right. Here's Emerson for the circle. Hall drives and a save by Casey.
He was open, Doug. He loves that spot. Fortunately, the puck was rolling. Didn't get it cleanly.
Brett Hall's a great golfer. He took a little sandwich whack at it there, and it rose softly coming in onto John Casey.
So the puck was lost behind the net. Janney trying to capitalize on a good pass from Shanahan.
This is an earlier play now. Now 13:19 to go in the second period. 30 seconds remaining in the Blues power play.
Pretty good looking power play, I might add.
It is.
Brown on the point. He's a 20-plus goal scorer. One of the few defensemen in this league that can boast that. Janney's making his move to get into the 20-goal column, and then you got the 2 40-plusers in Hall and Shanahan, so it can work.
It's interesting. Something of an anomaly, too, that the Blues have 2 40-goal scorers. They are one of only 3 teams in the league that have 2 players who've scored 40 or more goals, and yet they rank 19th out of 24 teams in goals scored with 233. Now the draw run by Ron Sutter. Here's Brown's drive, blocked by Gavin, loose in front. McRae tried to turn, and John Casey put the clamps on that one. At the moment, the Blues have neither of their 40-goal men on. This is second, more of a mucker power play unit that includes Basil McRae and Ron Sutter and Stefan Quintal and guys like that out there. Now 13-13 to go in the second. The Blues lead the North Stars by a score of 3-0.
That's pretty uncharacteristic of Basil to have a black eye.
Yeah, and a bashing on his nose. And enough beard that looks like he hasn't shaved since about 5 p.m.
3 times a day.
Great guy. Boy, I'll tell you, it's great that Basil has wound up with his career going on, because for a while it looked like it was going to be a problem when he was hurt last year. The Stars left him unprotected in the expansion draft. Tampa Bay Lightning took him. And now he's here with the Blues. 5 seconds left to go in the power play for the St. Louis Blues. Ron Sutter off the boards. Quintal, but the Stars have killed this one off, and the Blues are now 2 for 4 on the man advantage. Stars full strength. Now turned out past McRae. Ludwig for Courtnall. Ross Courtnall. Gilchrist zigged, but the puck zagged, and McRae comes back out with it. Basil McRae with Ron Sutter to dump it in. The Blues will be offside if they play this one, so Casey gets to serve it away for Tenorti. Stars need a goal. Modano, it was chipped by Rich Sutter. Here's Courtnall. Into the corner, Dahlin is there. Courtnall really got out of Sutter's check nicely. Barron trying to squeeze off the play. Puck kept alive. Tenorti fires a sliding block by Kevin Miller. Tenorti backs to his own end and fences with Rich Sutter. And it's offside. Go near the whistle in that foray there. 12:02 to go in the second. Still 3-0 St. Louis.
Tenorti looked like he was going to do a pretty good job keeping that puck in the zone. St. Louis, Johnny on the spot, kicking it out. Pressure was there.
Modano has 6 points against the St. Louis Blues this year. 6 of his 83 points. At the moment, The shots on goal in this period are dead even at 2. Stars still have the advantage, 16-12 for the game. But with exactly 12 minutes to go in the second, it's the Blues 3 and the North Stars nothing. Now the linesman is down and covering up for dear life, Randy Mitten. Here's Klatt in the corner in the Blues zone. Puck squirts away. McPhee fires and hit everybody. Now Klatt behind the net. Gagne is right there in front. Loose puck. Hatcher just kept it alive at the point with that long reach. Here's McPhee. Gagne shooting. Screen save. Rebound. Klatt just knocked away by Curtis Joseph. And the Blues clear it out again. Closest call the Stars have been able to make on Curtis Joseph in a while. Butcher ahead. They coughed it up and Gagne was there. Now at the line, McPhee to the backhand, pushed down by Jeff Brown. Nelson Emerson for the Blues. Carries it back to center as the Stars try a change. Up through a line to Brown and he cranks one off the glass. Now Emerson keeps it alive. Shanahan had it pulled away by Jim Johnson, who ripped it behind the net, and it went right into Craig Janney. Broughton comes back. Janney's still there. Up for Duchesne. Stars just get it out of the zone, but carried back in accidentally by Courtnall. Now Janney goes down, and Courtnall will snatch it. Here's Russ Courtnall with 10:35 to go in the second. Still 3-0 St. Louis. Hall bats it down at the line. Outlet pass hits Courtnall. Stars having a terrible time getting out of their zone. Now they finally do, but over too many lines. So it's an offside pass. 10:18 to go in the second period. The Blues still hold on to that 3-goal lead. The Coke 1050. Call 989-5151 Ticketmaster right now. Order your tickets, expecting a big loud crowd tomorrow night for the rematch of the Stars and the Blues. Here's a point-blank drive and a goal by Rich Sutter. Rich Sutter connects at point-blank range in front of John Casey. He has scored only 8 goals this year. Now it's 4-0 Blues.
He's a happy camper. John Casey's got to be asking himself, how could this happen? The team is actually in front of him, playing pretty well.
Well, we'll take another look at it here. It's just going to wind up a quick deflection in front, and Rich Sutter was standing there uncovered in front of the net.
It was an aggressive forecheck by Miller. Basson sends it right in front. The 5th time we've seen that work effectively for the Blues tonight.
Icing call on the North Stars, meanwhile, while we were having a look at that. As Rich Sutter gets the goal, Bob Basson will pick up an assist, and so will Kevin Miller. Rich Sutter from Basson and Miller at 9:54 of the second.
I don't really think he even had time to look, Doug. He heard the yell. There's no question that Sutter yelled and got the puck right on the tape.
Rich Sutter. It's Sutter home down around here, I'll tell you. Ron, the former captain of the Flyers, came in last year for Ron Brindamore. Rich has been here for a while. They wear consecutive numbers, Ron 22 and Rich 23. And of course, Brian was the head coach here for a while. Now it is 4-0 the Blues. 9:45 to go in the second period, and the Stars in danger of having this one get completely away from them. Lowry and Wilson are there. Here's Gagne taken down. And the puck hidden from view under there somewhere. So the St. Louis Blues, who needed a big game to close the gap on the Stars a little bit, are getting it so far. And Bob Gainey, I'm sure very concerned. We're just past the halfway mark of the game, and it's all going the Blues' way so far. This big old barn, and it is a barn of a building, literally built in 1929 as the permanent home of the National Dairy Show. Did not see hockey in here until 1931. The St. Louis Flyers of the American Hockey Association opened this building for hockey. Shrimp McPherson got the first goal in here. Boy, you don't get hockey nicknames like that anymore, do you? Whatever happened to Baldy and Shorty and Studsy and Shrimp and Stinky and, you know, good names like that. Now it's, if your name's Smith, it's Smitty. You know, if it's Nelson, it's Nelly. I mean, come on. Here's Jim Johnson and knocked that one up into the crowd. Mud Brunato. Whatever happened to Mud? Of course, his name was Mudair, right? I mean, what are you going to do? Now to be Muddy. Yeah, how about Moose Vasco and Moose Lalo and all the good mooses that have played the game? Bob, Battleship, Killing.
I'm sure that the thought has entered his mind, this gentleman right there, whether or not he should keep Casey in and let him struggle through this.
He will not pull him during a period, I don't think, even if he thinks about pulling him. Because he really wants his starting goalie to be in there, but I don't know. You're right. I'm sure it's occurred.
The other side of it is let him work it out himself.
That's right. Casey is as good a goalie in heavy traffic as you're going to have in the league. You leave a guy uncovered in front of him, that's another story. Gilchrist tries to filch it out of the crowd. A whack at it. Dahlin is there too, but the puck just jumps. Now Dahlin pulling in. Lowry is on him. Dahlin still loose. Dahlin very strong behind the net. Here comes Brent Gilchrist now to the left circle. And the kick up high got away from Johnson, and the Stars will chase again. Out to neutral now, it's Dahlin. Checked by McRae. Stars offside as they come into the blue zone. Gilchrist was all locked up down there with Jeff Brown. And that threw the line offside. 8:45 to go in the second period. It is 4-0 St. Louis. Ahead in the second intermission tonight. Brent Gilchrist will be my guest. Here's a good look at Basil McRae, one of the great captains the Stars had. I was talking about him earlier, going to St. Louis from Tampa. And now 41 goal scorer Brendan Shanahan. When he scored his 40th the other night, that marked only the second time in Blues history that they had two 40 goal scorers in the same season. Little trivia question. How long ago and who was it? It was 10 years ago. Joey Mullen and Bernie Federko. Now 4-0 Blues with 8:27 to go in the second period. St. Louis with a puck at neutral, and Stefan Quintal pulled away by Gaetan Duchesne. A French deflection. Here comes Duchesne with Broughton. Duchesne, the Duke throws it back. Now Courtnall. Courtnall shooting and sizzled it wide. Now Tenorti from the hash mark out. Behind the net we go. Stars need a goal, but the Blues clear the puck away, and Darian Hatcher retrieves.
It's a strange formula, success formula the Blues are using. The Stars are pretty much at will in the St. Louis zone, and then they'll just get in the rebound and getting it out.
Madonna for Courtnall, a blast that staggers Curtis Joseph. Here's Madonna behind the net, pulling away from the check by Quintal. Slammed into by Giles. Gavin blasted by Quintal, and the puck squirts out of the zone again. Popped up by Madonna. Pretty good hang time. Nobody on it. Now picked up on the goal by Kevin Miller. Along the inboards they go. Rich Sutter is there, taken down by Hatcher out the side of the net. Puck to the point. Here's Zombo centering. Knocked away by Miller as Tenorti toppled Kevin Miller. Mike Madonna pulls free in the Stars end with 7:07 to go in the second period and a 4-0 St. Louis lead. How about a goal right now for the Stars? Dahlin pestered by Zombo behind the net. Penalty coming on the Blues. Loose puck. Barron, I thought, had it, but apparently not. Johnson, Casey on the bench. A jab by Dahlin wide, and now as Basson touches the puck, that will stop the play. 4-0 Blues with 6:48 to go in the second, and we come back, a power play for the Stars. Every 93-33. Power play number 4 for the Stars as Bob Basson goes for hooking at 13:12 of the second period for the Blues. Stars trail 4-0. A jab by Curtis Joseph. Courtnall sliding on his knees. Pulled away by Ron Wilson. Courtnall there, batted at by Brown, and cleared out of the zone by the Blues. Stars 0 for 3 on the man advantage tonight.
The power play hasn't looked bad, mind you. Just not getting the rebounds they need to get those goals.
Tommy Shodin whacks it in, and Joseph puts the brakes on it. Slings it away. Ron Wilson clears it all the way down. Wilson, the heart and soul of the Blues penalty kill unit, up front with Kevin Miller. Now the Stars on the power play. Gagne. They slam toward the deep slot. Chodin, the only high man, is in. Off Joseph, a scramble, a loose puck. Joseph gathered it in. Oh, there's a quick whistle. Oh, what's the point in blowing that whistle? Rob Schick with his hands in the air. Did the net move? I don't think so. He lost sight of the puck, but it was alive and squirting out of the deep slot.
This is a fancy little play. Good stick work. Gagne's going to come in and stop and set up. Slides it in, and like Tommy's been doing all night, he bangs it on net and no rebound. Fight for it, but we're not coming up with it.
Modano standing behind him is not going to be able to get a goal there anyway.
Yep, he's in a little deep.
Sure is.
That puck, any other time, comes underneath and he taps it in.
They'll put the face-off in the Blues zone. The whistle blown because obviously with the face-off in that zone because Schick lost sight of it. He lost sight of it, I must say in fairness, because he was in position and it squirted out at an angle where he couldn't see it, but he was on the end line and to one side. Now here's Chodin, 1:02 in the power play for the Stars. They need to score on this power play to get back, at least thinking about getting in striking distance. Down 4-0 here. A lot of the game left to go. 5:39 left in the second, but they must get on the board. Ron Wilson couldn't get it out. Now Courtnall in the corner. 45 in the power play for the Stars, and it just pops away from Modano. Modano and Chodin bring it back down. Here's Mike Modano gliding through neutral ice. Offside. Gilchrist doing the splits over at left point, and he's still there. Dan Scheck lies in the no.
He's got a problem with that call.
I mean, he was frozen there. 33 seconds left in the power play. 5:20 to go in the second period. 4-0 Blues. These teams back at it tomorrow night. If the Stars can win tonight, come back, battle back from this one, it'll be quite a finish. If they can win tomorrow, if they should happen to lose tonight, if they can win tomorrow, they would still keep the Blues at bay by 5 points. A sweep by the Blues, oh boy, would make it a 1-point affair for the fourth and final Norris Division playoff spot. You know the Stars won't let that happen on their home ice. Ticketmaster's open if you want to be there tomorrow. 989-5151. I think some seats are left. Here's Gilchrist on the power play, which has 19 seconds to run. Courtnall backs it. Chodin slides it. Modano cranks it, and it hit Lowry. Gathered in by Courtnall. 12 seconds on the power play. Gilchrist trying to shake off Zombo, who will not be shaken. Now Modano at the point. Modano shoots a save. The rebound was there, but Bobby Smith was tied up by Murray Barrett, and the Blues were able to pick it away. That's the end of the power play. The Blues at full strength play the puck to the Stars' end, but Bobby Smith comes out. Here comes Smith. Over the line, McPhee. The Stars are changing, in case you're wondering where everybody was. Darian Hatcher piled into by Rich Sutter at the line, and the puck is cleared into the Blues bench with 4 minutes 27 seconds to go in the second period. It's still now the Blues 4, the Stars nothing. The only goal of this period, Rich Sutter's goal from Basson and Miller at 9:54 here of the second period. The St. Louis Blues, interestingly enough, have played more games in Dallas than have the North Stars. They had a neutral site game there against the New York Islanders back in December at Reunion Arena.
I think it drew about 11,000, 12,000 people. Not a bad crowd for the spur of the moment hockey game.
Yeah. 4:27 left in the second period. 19-13 Stars in shots on goal, but the Blues lead the game 4-0. Brett Hull, Murray Barron, Brendan Shanahan, and Rich Sutter scoring. Some guys who score all the time and some guys who score never. Brett Hull in his own zone for the Blues clears it out. Ron Wilson. Darian Hatcher on him step for step. Wilson still had a splinter on the puck, but Trent Klatt will pull it away. Klatt with a great move to get around Ron Sutter. Now McPhee comes out for the Stars. They'll be offside here as Klatt got Schick coming over the line and couldn't stagger his way back out of the zone. Meanwhile, some of the boys are barking over there. Ron Sutter and Darian Hatcher, Garth Butcher and Mike McPhee. Nothing comes of that with 4:05 remaining in the second period. Brett Hull opened the scoring here tonight. with his 48th goal of the year and his 26th on the power play. He had the game winner against San Jose the other night, which tied Gary Unger for the Blues all-time record, 40 career game-winning goals. Here's a guy who won't score many game-winning goals and doesn't care. It's Garth Butcher. He's their number 2 penalty minute guy. He has 5 goals in the year. I mean, even those guys get them once in a while.
He was a big-time first-round draft choice in Vancouver.
Was. Trent Klatt bats it in. Stars just onside. Gagne there. The Blues are playing the physical game to perfection down in their zone right now. McPhee comes up with a puck, though. Klatt checked by Butcher, and a penalty coming on Jeff Brown. Here it is, a drive by Johnson and a save by Curtis Joseph. Delayed penalty coming on the Blues. McPhee shoots a stick away, and it's finally touched by Garth Butcher, who takes Klatt down there with him and tries to inveigle Trent Klatt into a fight, which won't happen, and Ludwig finally comes to haul Butcher off it. McPhee is in there. Butcher, well knowing the Blues already have a man in the box, hoping to sucker the rookie Klatt, who will not be suckered, and a Stars power play is coming up. Tuesday night, the Stars will be back on television on KMSP TV Channel 9. I don't know who plans these road trips at the NHL. We're home one night. That's tomorrow. The guys don't even get to go home yet tomorrow. They're going to have day rooms at the Decathlon. Then they're going to go play the game, and then they get to go home. Monday, we're back on the road again at St. Louis. At Philadelphia, rather. And Tuesday night, Stars and the Flyers with Al Shaver and Ralph Strangis on Channel 9.
Time to change bags is about it.
Jeez. So enjoy them while they're there tomorrow. If you see their wives or children anywhere, be sure and say hello, tell them the boys are doing all right. Here's Ron Wilson back now for the Blues. The Stars are on the power play as Brown goes for tripping at 16:32. Power play number 5 for Minnesota. Whoa, and it'll have to be smothered by Joseph and Tommy. Had that not happened, the Stars would have iced the puck on the power play.
Well, it was a good play, actually. Chodin saw where Courtnall was behind the Blues defenseman, so he knew that he was going to be able to get to it, would have delayed or taken away the icing. So Josephs wisely jumps on it. I'll tell you what, I'm looking at the stats for Josephs. In over 36 games, he's faced 30 or more shots. They're putting a lot of rubber on him this year. And that's got to be tiring and wearing him down.
Curtis Joseph led the National Hockey League in the numbers of pucks he saw and the numbers of saves he made last year. And he's close to the top, if not at the top now. His saves percentage, .906.
Hard to imagine that he can, sustain and make it through a long season into the playoffs.
1:38 left in the Stars power play. Bobby Smith wins the draw. Chodin now for Dahlin. Ulf Dahlin behind the net. Stuffaroo and a save by Joseph. Barton a little whack there and trash talking Murray Barron, and that'll be that.
It's hard to imagine this St. Louis team not in the playoffs, and I'm sure that's crossed their mind. Only 3 times in the franchise history has it happened where they haven't made the playoffs.
And a sense of not so quiet desperation coming into this game as
Watch
resulted in a fine effort.
Oh, I don't know how he takes that. Fortunately, hit the padding on his glove.
Wow, he really did get it.
That was a slash.
That sure was. I didn't see that at the time. That was a big timer, too. Now 1:27 left in the power play for the Stars. 2:54 remaining in the second period. 4-0 Blues.
Those are the ones you don't forget. You've got to keep going. You've obviously still got control of the puck. But you just look back out of the side of your eye.
See the number of the license plate of that truck and file it away for future reference.
Check you later.
Next time he's doing something. Skips off on a drive by Chodin. 1:17 in the power play. And Wilson clears it all the way down. Modano starts back. 1:09 in the power play. Here's Russ Courtnall. Drops it. A blast by Chodin. Save. Dahlin's rebound. No. Rich Sutter behind the net. That's Ron Sutter, rather. Pulls it away. Ron Sutter, number 22, to center. Killing off a few seconds and then dumping the puck into the Stars' end. Blues will change now with 51 on the power play for the North Stars. Tommy Chodin dancing through a check. Here's Chodine, now checked by Barron along the left boards, and the Blues, Lowry gets it out. Gagne gathers it in with 32 on the power play. Drops it back to Mike McPhee. Chodine for Modano. Score! A blast by Mike Modano from left point, and a quick developing screen in front of Curtis Joseph, who can't believe that puck went in. And it looked like it might have changed direction a little bit off the glance coming through, too. The Stars score on the power play, and it's 4-1.
The crazy part about this is you usually see Mike take the big windup.
Yeah.
The slapper, he just lets a snapshot go. That may have even been tipped in front.
That's what I was thinking. Let's take a look here.
It's not quite there. Yeah, that was over far enough.
18:06 of the second period is the time of the power play goal by the North Stars.
Yeah, that was tipped. Oh.
Modano's going to get the goal. Chodine and McPhee will get the assist. The 32nd goal of the year for Modano, his 9th on the power play, and now the Stars are on the board. Modano extends his current scoring streak to 3. It's his 7th point against the Blues this year. Now that pops off Joseph. Here's Trent Klatt falling and shooting. They scramble forward, and Joseph is there, and the Stars nearly muscle one in there with 1:37 remaining in the second period.
Joseph's has been down on his side, on his back all night. Walking in, it's got to be Gagne's. Working hard, slide it across. Joseph's down on one knee. Missed rebound there. There's another missed rebound. But Klatt just fights his way back, gets tripped.
Who's that on Klatt? That is Barron, Murray Barron, who's really been a pest down there for rebounds.
Look at how the Blues are taking these guys out.
They really are. Look at Barron working on Klatt. That's Barron 34. And at that, Klatt is so strong on his skates that he still is able to pull the stick around, and as he goes down, use his shoulders and his upper body strength to put one on there. Mike Modano's goal is 32nd of the year. He had a goal against Vancouver and Saskatoon the other night. Now Modano is just one shy of his career high of 33 goals in a season, which was set last year. 4-1 Blues. 1:37 to go in the second period with Tom Finelli, Doug McLeod at St. Louis Arena tomorrow night. Rematch, Met Center. 989-5151, the Ticketmaster phone number. Scratch on the face-off, and we'll try it again. Gagne standing for the draw against Brendan Shanahan, two of the top forwards in hockey today. Here's Tenorti as Gagne won it big. Tenorti punches it behind the net. 90 seconds left in the period. Stars on the board with like another one. Klatt taken down by Murray Barron again. And a penalty is going to come for boarding, I think. I think that Rob Schick is going to ding Murray Barron for boarding Trent Klatt, and that's just what he's going to do. And at 18:35 of the second, the Stars go right back on the power play.
See, he didn't really have any intention to look for the puck. Klatt had already dished it off.
That's good. You got to call that. And I say that because we got a power play out of the deal, but I mean, still,
it was
that's an injury type of thing that Barron certainly was able to keep Klatt at bay.
I'll say this, if the score's 3-3 or 2-1, maybe they'd let that go.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I think they know the score.
The North Stars are now 1 for 5 on the power play. Number 6 is getting set to go. They ended the first period on a power play, but were not able to score despite a last-second flurry. Now, having finally solved Curtis Joseph, let's see if they can nail one here in the final moments of period 2. It has 1:25 to go. Dave Gagne for the draw against St. Louis, Ron Sutter. Stars win it. Chodine for Mike Modano. Watched by Wilson. Off Gagne's skate. A scramble in front of Joseph. Now down goes Courtnall, and it's pulled away by Ron Sutter of the Blues and cleared to neutral ice. Mike Modano for Tommy Chodine. Fluttering puck. He finally was able to get it to Gagne. Stars on the power play. 1 minute to go in the second period now. They trail 4-1, but they just scored. Gagne floating, waiting, looking, winding, drawing the bead. Not happy the way he sees that box. Up the gut, and it actually hit Modano. Dahlin off the skate of Gagne. 42 in the period. Stars on the power play the rest of the way unless they score. Dahlin to try to pull it away from Brown. Here's Gagne, 34 seconds left in the second period, 4-1 Blues. The outlet pass hits Chaudin. Here's Gagne, a blind center that's picked off by Garth Butcher, kept in Chaudin. 22 seconds in the period. Stars on the power play, sniffing for a goal. Here comes Russ Courtnall. Now 15 seconds in the period, shooting, and it hit the goalpost. A metallurgy save for Joseph as Courtnall clangs it off the left pipe, and the Blues clear it out. Casey slings it ahead, 3 seconds in the period too, but that will be the end of the second period as the Stars just get the puck into the Blues zone. So for the second time, the Stars will have over half a minute of power play time remaining when they begin a following period. 35 seconds remaining in it when the third period comes along. But now, at the end of two at St. Louis Arena, the Stars on the board on Mike Modano's power play marker at 18:06. At the end of two, it's the Blues 4 and the North Stars 1. We'll be right back.
Our favorite feature here on Minnesota North Stars hockey, and it is Ask the Duke. If you'd like to participate, the Duke will answer any question on any subject. Send your questions to Ask the Duke, Met Center, 7901 Cedar Avenue South, Bloomington, Minnesota, 55425. Gaetan Duchesne will respond, and if he responds to your question on the air, you'll win 2 North Stars tickets and a Stars t-shirt. Ask the Duke, a holiday tradition. Here comes a very special installment. And now, a special holiday presentation from the Minnesota North Stars. Chanhasen's Daryl Rowland asks, what does Christmas mean to the Duke?
Thanks, Daryl, for asking the Duke what the holiday season means to me. Well, it's a time of joy. It's a time of celebration for the whole family.
Teresa Tronis of Bloomington wants to know how the Duke spends his Christmas.
Thanks, Teresa, for asking the Duke, how do I spend my Christmas at home? First of all, when I'm at home and, you need good food, to celebrate Christmas. So I will suggest M&M Duke candy. Just in case somebody stopped by to see the Duke, I'm always have some candy on the table, M&M Duke candy. Second of all, I don't know if you're going to believe me or not, but in the last 6 months, I've been spending a lot of time to work on an album. Because, as you know, at Christmas time, everybody needs music. So I work on my album. It's called the Duke Christmas Song.
Just listen to the Duke.
You better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Duke is coming to town. I'm dreaming of a Duke Christmas.
Andy Dinah's Joey Lupien wants to know if the Duke has any Christmas gift ideas.
Thanks, Joey, for asking the Duke if I have any tip on gift for Christmas. First of all, I would like to suggest the GI Duke. This is unbelievable. What a gift to give to your son or, to your cousin or whatever. This is unbelievable. This is one of the best gifts in the market right now. Hey, dude, it's pizza time. Remember? Raphael, Donatello, Michelangelo, Leonardo, and now the newest, Teenage Mutant Ninja Duke. Hey, kids, you're gonna love it. This gift is gonna be a lot of fun. Happy holiday, everybody, from the Duke.
And we hope you'll make Ask the Duke part of your holiday tradition and send a question on any subject to Ask the Duke, Met Center, 7901 Cedar Avenue South, Bloomington, Minnesota, 55425. If Gaetan answers your question on the air, you will get 2 North Stars tickets to an upcoming game and a special North Stars.
Well, there's one tie. Last year, the Blues won 4. The Stars only 2 with 2 ties. Overall time, it is the 178th meeting between these two teams. The Blues lead the series. And they also have a dramatic lead in games 1 when they lead at the end of 2 periods. A broken stick right off the bat. The drive comes in as the Stars are on the power play for 25 seconds now. They can use a goal right here. Courtnall for Madonna. Broken up on the way through by the Blues, but picked back by O'Donnell. Now into the Blues zone. 15 in the power play for the North Stars. This is the tail end of their 6th power play tonight. They scored last time out. They're 1 for 5, and they'll have to chase this one back into their zone. And as John Casey serves it up for Dahlin, that is the end of the power play, and the Blues are at full strength. Duchesne now for Tommy Shodin. Booms one that's blocked by Kurt Giles. And Giles is getting up slowly. Giles stopped a cannon from Shodin, and Kurt Giles will get up slowly. You know, he's been taking hits about his size ever since he started playing, Tommy. They said he was too small to play Division I hockey at UMD. They said he was too small to play in the National Hockey League over a decade ago. He's played here because he's tough, he's aggressive, and he'll block a shot.
Look at Kurt with a 3-goal lead. He's down protecting his goaltender. You know, he could have easily just stepped aside and let this gone through.
Tommy had a big crank on that one too and got it right into the midsection of Kurt Giles. He'll get up and shake that one off, but he's felt better. Kurt Giles, what a favorite he was in Minnesota. Yeah. Longtime fan favorite, and just as popular here in St. Louis. The guys are all going to see how he is. He'll take a little ribbing, I expect, as soon as he sits down.
Hey, where's Harold? I heard he was in the assistant coaching ranks.
Snaps? Yeah, he's the assistant coach here with the Blues.
All right. He's got to be around somewhere.
I don't see him on the bench. He's probably up in the, he's either advanced scouting or he's up on in the press box maybe on the walkie-talkies. I don't know. Full strength hockey, not quite a minute gone in the 3rd period. 4-1 Blues. If the Stars score the next goal, we're off and running. If the Blues get it, it could be a long period. And that's offside now. And Shane Churla is back. He was hors de combat for much of the 2nd period after being assessed a 10-minute misconduct penalty as well as a roughing minor by referee Rob Schick. Shane just back in the lineup in Saskatoon the other night and against Vancouver after missing 4 games with a neck injury and still pretty sore. Here's Mark Tenorti. Booms it in for the Stars. Curtis Joseph holds on and will have the face-off in the Blues zone.
It's a strange year with the playoff races this year. There's really only 2 heated battles going on. One of them right here with these 2 teams in the Norris and then the Patrick. The rest, the other 2 divisions are pretty much settled as far as I'm concerned.
It really is. The division leading team in the Smythe, the Vancouver Canucks, have been cruising along very comfortably with a 7-point lead now over the Calgary Flames. They were hoping to widen that the other night, but the Stars beat them up in Saskatoon, which is a beautiful arena, by the way. It's not really at #1 on my list of places I want to vacation, but they were very friendly people. Coming up on Tuesday night, Al Shaver and Ralph Strangis will be in Philadelphia to bring you the Stars and the Philadelphia Flyers.
Without Bobby Clark.
Without Bobby Clark, who's now down at Miami. New general manager of the Miami Humidity or whatever they're going to be. We've heard all those jokes about if you think the heat's bad, look at the humidity. They're yucking it up down in Florida, of course.
Are you going to do some traveling in Philadelphia, move around town, sightseeing?
You know what we're going to do? We're going to go see Larry Fine's house of the Three Stooges. Larry of the Three Stooges. Our producer-director, Tom Mee, knows just where that is. Tenorti with a drive. The Stars crash the net. The puck is loose in the slot, but they never got that second shot away. And now McPhee is going to get a penalty for hauling down Jeff Brown. The Blues will hang on to the puck as they pull goalie Curtis Joseph on the delayed penalty. The penalty is going to be on Mike McPhee. And now with 18:12 to go in the 3rd, they'll call that hook as McPhee is going to debate the issue with referee Rob Schick.
Never seen one of those battles won yet.
Oh. 7 penalties, 22 minutes unofficially on the North Stars. McPhee for hooking.
Another opportunity for the Stars. There's McPhee looking for the rebound, bouncing over a stick. Just some bad bounces. It really, I mean, it's not like they're not working in front of the net. They're doing everything they can.
Now, McPhee has not gone to the penalty box. Jim Johnson has come over to talk to Rob Schick, the referee. McPhee thought the penalty was going to be called on him. McPhee is going to go sit down. Darian Hatcher is going on the bench in the penalty box. Let's take a look. Look at number 2, Darian Hatcher.
Well, they're both in there.
Yeah, well, nobody hooked him. I mean, there wasn't a big-time hook in any event. All right, they'll give it to Darian Hatcher. Hatcher will get the hooking penalty at 1:48. Now 5 power play opportunities for the Blues. They are 2 for 4 so far. The Stars have 2 more shorthanded goals at this point than they scored all of last year. They have 9. As I mentioned earlier, 3 of those are against the St. Louis Blues. A third of their shorthanded goals have been scored against St. Louis. Power play running for the Blues. Stars trail 4-1 early third period with Tom Vanelli, Doug McLeod at St. Louis Arena. Greg Ludwig whistles it down. Brent Gilchrist, newly acquired from the Edmonton Oilers. We saw the interview in the second intermission. He's very glad to be here. A trade that hopefully will work out for both Brent and for Todd Ellick, who went for the Oilers for him. Penalty kill changes for the Stars. Courtnall and McPhee, Barry and Tenorti as the Blues play it down. The Blues have 4 goals on only 13 shots in this game. They have no shots on goal in the third period thus far. They're on the power play for 57 additional seconds.
This is just bizarre.
It has been strange, hasn't it? Janney throws it in. Tenorti throws it out. Janney, Emerson, Hall, Shanahan, and Brown, the power play quintet for the Blues. It has only 35 seconds to go in it, this power play. It drizzles the puck into the Blues zone, and Curtis Joseph throws it ahead. Janney coughed it up, and now Johnson pounds it in. Definite lack of jump for the Blues here on this power play. They have no shots on it yet with 21 seconds to run in the man advantage. Now Brett Hall could be 2-on-1. Back pass comes to Korolev. A drive saved by Casey, and the puck turned away by Jeff Brown of the Blues. Brett Hall off the inboards. 5 seconds. The Stars will be at full strength. That goes away from Igor Korolev. Now back from Kintal. Power play expires, and the North Stars are at full strength. Darian Hatcher out of the box. Broughton breaking on his left. Hatcher punches it on Duchesne, the rebound. Off the inboards. Now Duchesne sends Miller down. They both go down. Teams at full strength just over 4 minutes into the third period. Dahlin punches that back in for Minnesota, and the Stars will change on the fly. Out comes Murray Barron now for the Blues. This should be icing on St. Louis, and it will be. Shane Sherlin touches the puck with 15:43 to go in the third period. Blues 4, Stars 1 in St. Louis. Tomorrow night, 989-5151 Kid Street night. The ticket, the dog, the Coke, 1050. Courtesy of the St. Paul Pioneer Press and your Stars. 989-5151, the numbered big crowd coming into the Met tomorrow night, I do believe, for the rematch between the Stars and the Blues, who have, after that, yet one more back-to-back series ahead this year. Tenorti over the end bar. 15:35 to go in the third. Blues 4, Stars 1. Stars need to go right now, get right into it, get in sniffing distance. Out of a crowd, Dahlin waiting, shooting, he scores! Oh, Dahlin off the crossbar. And what a patient piece of artwork that was by Ulfi Dahlin, who waited till he had this shot he wanted and lofted it over Curtis Joseph. It's 4-2.
He's the master in the corners. He dug this puck out, virtually does the whole thing himself. Just never loses sight of the puck or control. Wanted to let it go there, saw the Frenchman there. Wow, top shelf. Curtis is quick, but not quite that quick. Look at the St. Louis players all down. 3 of them diving. Great individual effort.
Dahlin's 27th goal of the season. 8 points in his last 7 games now. That extends his current scoring streak to 3 games. Now it is a 4-2 game. 4:34 of the third period. Sherla and Tenorti get the assists for the Stars.
That was a nice goal, my friend.
Yes, it was. That was a beauty. Offside now. So Shane Sherla hasn't had a lot of points lately, but he's in it now. The body checking in the second period was voracious, Tommy, but the Blues almost look like they're a little tired as we come into third, but they don't seem to have the jump, do they, to you?
Well, you know, this whole thing has kind of been unfolding like they really should have had the lead they had.
Yeah.
And they're playing a little more conservatively than they should, and they're hitting bodies and really trying to keep this thing at a lull. But unfortunately for the Stars and unfortunately for them, it's not necessarily going to work out or is working out that way.
Now it is 4-2 as the Stars try to chip away at it some more. Ludwig checked off it. The puck in the Blues zone. Kurt Giles shadowed by Dave Gagne. Here's Basil McRae for the Blues. Oh, and Ludwig almost was able to keep that one in the zone, but not quite. Now Casey slings it away. Gagne through neutral ice, tipped in by Klatt. The Stars needed a change, so Trent had to let it go. A very enticing pass that was, however. Barry keeps it alive at the point. Here's Mike McPhee, tested by Stefan Quintal. McPhee pulls behind the net. For Gagne right in front. Shirley shot saved by Joseph. Barry shooting out of the crowd. Up the wing boards. They couldn't get out. And a delayed penalty coming on the Blues. You could pick 3 different penalties, and I don't know which one Rob Schick is going to call. But they were all going to go against the Blues, so we'll take one of them. Delayed penalty, the Stars pull. Casey and come down 6 on 5, and Dahlin rips one on to Curtis Joseph. 14:04 to go in the third. The Stars just having scored to make it 4-2. Now with an ideal chance to make it 4-3 as a tripping penalty is going to be assessed to the Blues. And I'm not sure which one it's going to be. There were at least 2 trips you could call.
Michael McPhee comes up with the puck out of the corner there. Just like a whirlwind. Gets it out front, one shot, looking for the rebound, ends up back on the point. Look at the bodies flying again for St. Louis. They're doing everything they can to keep the Stars at bay, but this thing's going to collapse around them.
Yeah, the Stars can play that game. Kurt Giles is going to get the penalty. Giles for tripping at 5:56.
You know, you take this whole thing back and put it in perspective. That breakaway early in the game with Ludwig, and then the shot that Stewie Gavin thought he had. Totally different complexion of the game, and now they've done it the hard way. They've struggled back one at a time, chipping away.
Chipping away is right. The Stars are not going to overwhelm anybody. The Stars are not going to dazzle you with footwork. The Stars are going to muck and grind and scratch and claw and dig and work and make it happen if they can. Now down 4-2 with 6 minutes gone in the third period. They're on their 7th power play of the night. But shorthanded, the St. Louis Blues. Ron Wilson comes in to throw the puck into the Star zone. Dave Gagne for Minnesota comes back out again. We are going to be having some fun if the Stars score now. Here's Gagne, checked by Miller, and the zone is cleared. Fortnell, Chodin, Modano, Dahlin, and Gagne, the North Star power play quintet with 90 seconds of power play time to run. 13.5 to go in the third. Here comes Chodin. Gagne down the wing boards for Minnesota. Now played away in the corner as they grind along the inboards. Chodin from the point for Minnesota. 1:12 in the power play. Now Modano is there, deep. Gagne shot no, or Dahlin's rather. Gagne could not get the loose puck, and Modano retrieves. Over softly, up and off the top of the rail. Dahlin there halfway through the power play, 7 minutes into the third. 4-2 Blues. Modano got it in. Russ Courtnall pulls it free. Hit Rich Sutter with it, but the puck is gathered in by Bobby Smith, who shoots. Tipped Dahlin. They tip it again. The puck squirts off the boards. Bobby Smith with 41 seconds in the power play one time. Modano's blast whistles off the inboards, and Lowry clears it all the way down.
You can hear that thud everywhere in the arena.
Wow. Half a minute to go in the power play now for Minnesota. Broken up at the neutral zone. Kevin Miller, 2-on-1 shorthanded with Ron Wilson. Miller lost control of the puck. He lost control of the puck and was never able to get a pass away. Now 15 seconds left of power play time for the Stars. Well, that was pretty fancy. Even the linesman isn't sure whether Courtnall was onside. Gilchrist checked by Barrett. 3 seconds, 2 in the power play, 1. That's the end of the power play. Blues full strength. Tenardi shoots. Joseph saves. Batted down by the Blues, Murray Barrett. And the Blues clear it out of the zone. Now again at full strength. Just over 8 minutes gone in the third. Still 4-2 St. Louis. Puck in the neutral zone. And the Blues, Brett Hull comes back with McRae on his left. Basil McRae with a rocket. Out of the corner, the Stars come back now 3-on-2. Broughton with Duchesne and Sherlin. Whacked away by Joseph. Duchesne is checked and decked by the Blues. Ron Sutter, a race for it to the Stars end. Tenorti with Hall on him. Now Mark Tenorti with 11:22 to go in third, and the Stars trail by 2. Gets it for Broughton. Neil Broughton as they line up. Poked away, and Ron Sutter turns the Blues back. 3-on-1 against Johnson. Hall with a blast off the trapper of Casey. Woo! Casey sniffed that one out. And that's elementary trigonometry when you cut an angle like that. Oh, baby, have we got a hockey game now. 11:01 to go, and it's 4-2 Blues.
Shot that everybody's raving about in the building. The little golden jet. Holy cow. There's a 100-plus slap shot for you.
Trigonometry, friends. John Casey cuts the angle, and the big torpedo is deflected away. 11:01 to go in the third. Blues 4, Stars 2 with Tom Pinelli, Doug McLeod at St. Louis Arena. What a game this has turned into here on MSC tonight. Stars with a puck in their end. Here comes Ludwig out to neutral ice. Madonna wheels back, eyeballed as he goes deep by Bob Bassett. Jim Johnson for Ludwig. Stars playing keep away deep. Now out they come. Dahlin with Gavin and Madonna. Dahlin stopped at the line by Murray Barron. The Blues really clutching and hanging on now, and the puck is frozen under that pile of bodies with 10:28 to go in the third. Stu Gavin at the bottom of it. A full house in this building is 17,188, and I very much suspect it's going to be over that when they announce the attendance here tonight. 18,163 is the official word, so over 1,000, almost 1,000 rather, standing room. That is the largest crowd they've had in this building this year for the most important game the St. Louis Blues have played so far this year. Climbing up the ladder on the Stars in the standings, or so they hope. We're lucky to have a game here tonight. Did you hear what happened east? I touched on it briefly. Because of all the snow and high wind that hit the east, the LA game at Buffalo, scheduled for tomorrow, has been postponed. The LA game at Philadelphia, started today, was postponed in progress and will be played in its entirety later. The Rangers in Washington, originally scheduled today, will be rescheduled for a future date. The Pittsburgh Islander game, scheduled for today, will go at 5 o'clock tomorrow. The Philadelphia-Hartford game, scheduled for tomorrow in Hartford, has been postponed. The Washington Islander game rescheduled for later. Unbelievable. Scramble in front of Joseph, and the Blues try to pick it away. Bradbury kept it alive. Then a delayed penalty is coming on the North Stars now. Curtis Joseph gallops for the bench. The Blues put on an extra man, and he wears number 16, Brett Hall. Now 6-on-5, the empty net behind, a delayed penalty for the Blues. Time running away. Time is the precious commodity. Murray Barron fires, and Casey with a glove hand save. Till the Stars touch the puck, that thing will go, but now finally it'll get trapped. Rob Schick, the referee, down in front of Barron.
Madonna was frustrated after the face-off in the corner. He got taken down, did a little retaliation, tripped the St. Louis player, and he got caught.
Mike Madonna will get a penalty for tripping at 10:03 of the third period. And for the 6th time tonight, the Blues go on the power play.
There's the shot coming in hard. There's Madonna going down. That's part of the frustration causer right there. Now there's Mike's trip coming right back at him. Well, retaliation, what can you say?
It's always going to get called. Mike Madonna for tripping at 10:03. 4-2 Blues, and Bob Gainey well knows that his penalty kill unit has been one of the elite units in the league much of the season. It had been the number 1 or 2 penalty kill in the National Hockey League for months. It has slipped to 7, but held Vancouver scoreless in 5 power play opportunities in the neutral site game at Saskatoon on Thursday night. The Stars have a power play goal tonight. The Blues have a power play goal. This is their 6th power play try, and the drive by Brown is wide. Brendan Shanahan pulled away by Ludwig. Hall to the line, and here's Brown. Jeff Brown, Hall chopped it deep. Look at Ludwig diving around to smother that puck. Craig Ludwig, one of the most fearless flyers with the human body you will find. He is here for one reason, and that's to play solid defense, and he will do that.
Just having a great season, steady as ever.
You bet.
Comes across, knows that he's got a guy that he's leaving, so it's going to have to be a great pass if it's going to get over there.
And he is a great practitioner of once you are down, don't consider yourself out of the play. Watch the stick. He's going to sweep check. He's going to move his feet around. A lot of defensemen feel, well, I'm down. I can't do anything now if the shot doesn't come into me. But as it turned out, the puck went right underneath it. 1:37 left in the Blues power play. 9:33 left in the third period. Stars still hopeful, trailing now only 4-2, and the Blues throw it away. Emerson away for Janney. Here's Brett Hull on the power play. Boom and wide. Inside the point, Brown fakes it. Nelson Emerson. Now for Jeff Brown. Emerson for Janney for Emerson. 1:11 in the power play remaining for the Blues. A chip off the stick of Brett Hull. Janney away for Nelson Emerson. Stars at full strength now in 1 minute. Janney fake the shot. Brown cranks and delivers, and Casey snatches it out of the ozone. John Casey with that rocket of a glove hand can see so well in heavy traffic, and he hauls it in.
Wow. There's vintage Casey there.
Yes, sir.
Nice fake shot. Sneaking in from the blue line, top of the circle. That's an excellent position to shoot from. Casey's got the quick glove. Good angle shot. Almost too much time. Traffic cleared, he was able to see it coming in.
Jeff Brown, that right-handed shooter, camped up there to shoot off the pass. Classic power play. 55 in the power play now remaining for the Blues. Tenorti up the board. Stefan Quintal keeps it alive for St. Louis. Mark Tenorti clears it ahead, and Duchesne clears it out. Broughton, Duchesne, Tenorti, and Darian Hatcher killing off the penalty for the Stars. Clearing pass hit Brett Hull, and it is filched by Craig Janney. Jeff Brown bangs it behind the net too far for Brendan Shanahan, who got smacked off it by Darian Hatcher. Hull's at the point. Stars at full strength in 25 seconds. They trail by 2. Hull with a rocket. Oh, man. Quintal. Here's Brendan Shanahan, checked by Hatcher. Janney is there. Taken down by big Mark Tenorti, and Duchesne rips it the length of the ice.
It's a little early for the Stars to get fancy killing penalties and send somebody out. Here's one.
Courtnall steals the puck from Shanahan and blasts one off Curtis Joseph. And the power play is over for the Blues. All the way down onto Casey. The Stars at full strength, trailing now 4-2 with 7:45 to go. Craig Ludwig is at center. Popped it in around the back checker Murray Barron. Whapped away by Joseph, and the Blues will ice the puck here. If it has enough juice on it, no, it will be waved off. There's no icing, and play goes on. Kevin Miller off the side of the net now for Bob Basson. Basson for the Blues, launches it, got away from Casey. They score. It took a crazy deflection up away from John Casey, and he lost sight of it. And the Blues lead 5-2. 12:38 of the third period is the time of the goal.
That's the backbreaker there. You're right, Doug. It got up in the air. John made the save. It's a full building. It actually fell behind him, and he kicked it in.
He did not know where it was, I don't think, at that point.
Miller did not knock that puck in.
No. Basson
should get the goal. John actually threw it up over his shoulder and then kicks it in with his foot.
Yeah. They're going to give the goal to Kevin Miller, but that's not right.
No way.
That's Bob Basson's goal all the way at 12:38. They'll give the assist to Basson, but really, in fairness, that should be Basson's goal. Single assist goal. It doesn't really matter for the Stars because now they're down by 3 again, 5-2, but the outlet pass hit Gagne. He shoots and that goes wide. Gagne now for the Stars. They wrestle for it. Mike McPhee wheeling up. McPhee to the corner, checked off the puck by Wilson. Puck skies the way to neutral. Dave Lowry for the Blues, and Darian Hatcher just cranked him one. Oh, Darian cruised in there and let her rip. Gagne pulls the puck away from the wheeling Basil McRae, and they come to center. Now Gagne shoots a line drive onto Curtis Joseph. The Blues wheeling around. Jeff Brown starting back out of his own zone. 6:34 to go and a 5-2 Blues lead now. That long one from McRae is off Casey, his former teammate. Tenorti takes a long look. See if the Stars try to break somebody out here. They will not. Bobby Smith comes to center. They'll throw it in and go after it behind the net. A high puck kept in at the point. Tommy Shodin. Up the boards. It's squirted away from Tenorti. Ron Sutter just lost it to Bobby Smith, though. Smith out-hustled him. Thrown ahead by Shodin. Dahlin is there. Brett Hall turns it back at center. Under 6 minutes to go. And the Blues have the puck. Garth Butcher spins that one into the Stars' end as St. Louis wants a change.
St. Louis is playing a real conservative now. Forwards are all staying back. They're not even sending a forechecker deeper than the top of the circles.
Korolev was their lone forechecker that time, and he didn't even go that far. He skated in about 4 strides from the blue line and then hit the brakes. Jim Johnson zings that one in, and Joseph tried to get out of his glove for a minute, now finally can.
What it really does is it forces you offensively now to send 4, if not 5 guys in after the puck.
The Stars have to throw caution to the wind here now. 5:15 to go, down by 3 goals. Mike Modano, and also hope for some luck. The Blues have had some skill and they've had some luck here tonight. But you got to get that luck at home. You'll seldom get it on the road. As the puck is fired into the Stars zone. Under 5 minutes to go, 5-2 St. Louis on the goal by Kevin Miller. Actually, it was by Bassett, but they've given it to Miller at 12:38. Kurt Giles for St. Louis. Stars now send in Dahlin, Courtnall, and Broughton with Hatcher and Barry on defense. Cleared to neutral ice. Craig Janney check. Courtnall retrieves the puck. The Blues were offside, apparently coming in behind. Couldn't hear the whistle. 4:33 to go. And that goal puts the Blues up by 3, 5-2. Shoots one, save off the right pad by Curtis Joseph. And we're going to have an interference penalty on the Blues down in front of the net. 3:46 to go, 5-2 Blues. We'll take a break for some play-by-play in just a moment. Stay with us.
What's the smart way to lease a...
Don't miss office at Met Center. You can call 989-5151 right now, but be sure and mention Pioneer Press Kids Treat Night when you call to get that package. With Tom Fidelli, Doug McLeod in St. Louis. Jeff Brown goes for interference at 16:14 of the third period, and the North Stars get their 8th power play opportunity of the night. They'd love to get a power play goal. They're 1 for 7 so far. Gagne, Modano, Tenorti, Dahlin, Courtnall. That's how the power play lines up for the Stars, who need just better than a goal a minute to tie this one up. Shodin behind the net. Murray Barron is there, and Wilson didn't get much on it. Modano almost kept it alive, but it just jumped as it hit his blade. Gagne turns it back for Russ Courtnall. Off the corner boards, Dave Gagne behind the net. Now Courtnall is there. Dahlin turning. Courtnall fencing with Rick Zombo. Barron is back there, 2 former North Dakota players. Here's Gagne, Courtnall. Power play running 1:15 with 3 minutes to go. And the Stars cough it up to Ron Wilson, who fires for the empty net and cannot get it. And so back we go, 6-on-4. AC out as of the time of the penalty, 16:14 of the third period. 6-on-4 advantage. Here come the Stars in front from Bobby Smith. Now McPhee plays it up high. Mike Modano at the point shooting. Nothing doing. And there it goes to the empty net. And this time it goes in. An empty net goal, a shorthanded empty net goal by the Blues, has just put this game out of reach at 6-2 with exactly 2.5 minutes to go.
See, it's a good move by Gagne. You've got to go for it.
Yep, absolutely.
Even though all they have to do is ice the puck, which you can do on killing the penalty, and you don't get penalized for it. And sure enough, they get a couple opportunities at it. They're finally going to hit it, but hey, you go for it. You're down by 3, got the power play, you go for it.
I'll tell you what's most frustrating about this game, Tommy. The North Stars have 41 shots on goal. And they have 2 goals to show for it. 39 saves by Curtis Joseph. The Blues have 21 shots on goal, and they have 6 goals.
Hey, there's no justice in the National Hockey League.
You got that right.
It's 3 things, Doug. Goaltending, goaltending, and goaltending. And you know what? John Casey will come back Tuesday, tomorrow, and stand on his head.
Tomorrow
night. That's the kind of goaltender he is.
That's right. Tomorrow night, I'm sure he'll be right back in there again. Darian Hatcher now, power play running, shooting, and a save by Joseph. Rich Sutter gets the shorthanded goal. This third period of North Stars hockey has been brought to you by Hardee's. Are you ready? Into the empty net. At 17:30. Now 2:20 to go. 6-2 St. Louis, the amount of the insult. And 35 seconds remaining on the North Stars' 8th power play opportunity of the night. Kept in at the line by Darian Hatcher, but as he falls, the Blues clear it out again. Casey back in, incidentally. It's a 5-on-4 regulation type power play look for the Stars for 17 more seconds. Duchesne dropped it back, but it's punched away by Ron Wilson. In 7 seconds, the Blues will be at full strength with a shorthanded goal to show for their penalty killing effort. Rock centers, Churla tipped it, Hatcher there. Power play expires, Blues full strength, and now we're going to have Churla ready to go against the Blues. Bob Basson. Zombo locks up with Duchesne, but it's Shane Churla and Bob Basson, and Churla lands 3 straight, 4, 5, 6, 7 jabs to the head. Shane Churla working on Bob Basson and corking that devastating right, and now Basson lands another one. Locked up and going at it. Shane Churla and Bob Basson deep in the St. Louis zone with nothing more to be decided in this game. And Shane Churla, winner by unanimous decision on that one.
I couldn't even count them all.
6 or 7 straight, and they were coming too fast to count. Take a look and let's see. Watch Churla's right. 1. He's about to spring that right hand and then look up. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That missed. Line him up for another one there, Shane. Here we go. Duck under again. 10, 11, 12. Missed the top. Missed the side. 13, 14, 15. Missed the hit. 16, 17, 18, 19. That hit the helmet. 19 flesh on flesh and about 8 on the helmet. Shane Churla's neck is bothering him, folks. All right, kiddies, now you can count. Here's how it started. Ready to go. Throw a club in my face. Ups to him. Some bowman. He's going to get, he may get more than that. Churla's going to get a fighting major at 18-19 and a high sticking penalty. I think Basson got 2 minors.
Yeah, right.
He did. Basson got a 5-minute major for fighting. Basson also got a high sticking minor and a slash, and the Stars are going to get a power play. How do you like them apples? A fighting major to Churla and a high sticking minor. That's how it's going to go down. All of this at 18-19. The Stars will get a power play. Fighting major and a high sticking minor to Churla. Fighting major, high sticking minor, and a slashing minor to Bob Basson. And that apparently is what started the fight, is what they'll call a slash at 18-19 to the third. It doesn't really matter in terms of the outcome of the game, but the Stars would love to just pot a goal here anyway. They trail 6-2 with 1:15 to go, and here they come on the power play. Gagne for Dahlin, for Courtnall, but turned out of the zone by the Blues, Ron Wilson. Blues lead by 4, and we are in the last minute of the hockey game now. Courtnall. Here's Shodin, a blast off the end boards. Gagne. Wheels behind the net, hacked at down there by Barron. Now Dahlin Trying to turn it in, a chip shot and a save by Joseph on Russ Courtnall. And I'll tell you, nothing else is going in past Curtis Joseph.
That's the story of the night.
It sure is. That's the 43rd shot on goal for the North Stars, Tommy.
If we could see this glove save.
Oh, Russ Courtnall, watch this.
He can't react this quick. He had to just anticipate. Look at that. He had to start moving his hand before he knew the shot was coming. There's no way you can be that quick.
Joseph and the amazing Technicolor saves that he's put on here tonight. 41 of them on 43 North Star shots. Curtis Joseph, the boss of the goal for the St. Louis Blues. 39 seconds left in the game. Stars on the power play the rest of the way unless they score. Bobby Smith turned away and cleared out of the zone again by Ron Wilson. It sounds like a broken record, doesn't it? Ron Wilson clears the zone. Mike Madonna softly ahead to Bobby Smith. Stars come back on the power play with 17 seconds to go. Chodine bunt, Madonna crossing. Tommy Chodine there. Here's Klatt, 10 seconds left in the game. Klatt whacks it in. It hits Garth Butcher. Last 5 seconds of the game, and it's going to be cleared up and out. And they don't stop the clock. Well, what kind of nonsense is that? It doesn't matter, but the official timekeeper let the clock run about 4 or 5 additional seconds. That's Bush.
Running time in the last 10 seconds?
Yeah, why not? Running time in a four-goal game. I've been advocating running time in the NHL for years, Tommy, and I think you've just hit on it. These two teams are going to lace them up and go at it again at Met Center tomorrow night. Don't miss that one, because it was a doozy here tonight. It goes to the Blues, 6-2. North Stars, 6-2 here tonight. How come 6-2? How come Curtis Joseph? That's it. Tonight's player of the game brought to you by Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light. It does not get any better than this. Not for Curtis Joseph. Tom Pinelli, 41 saves and 2 against tonight.
The former Badger comes through to haunt the North Stars. His 15th home win, making his record 15-11-4, and he works on that low goals against average that he has, which was at 3.10 coming into the game. What a competitor he is in a very tense, tight game, which they knew they had to win.
Brett Hull got things off with a power play goal. Madonna and Dolan scored for the Stars, but it's a long one and it's a done one as they go for the rematch tomorrow night. The final score again, the St. Louis Blues 6 and the Minnesota North Stars 2. Our next televised game will be Tuesday night at 6:30 on KMSP TV Channel 9, when the Stars face off against the Philadelphia Flyers. And don't forget, tomorrow night, there through the facilities of MSC. Now for Tom Pinelli and our producer, Tom B., this is Doug McLeod saying thanks for joining us and good night from St. Louis Arena.